And good evening from your high-definition Panthers Channel 7 television network. I'm Kirk Carruth, as we've taken the show on the road to the Mount Lebanon Rec Center, where it is senior night here in Mount Lebanon, where your Panthers in their away black uniforms will take on the Mount Lebanon Backyard Brawl Blue Devils. Kirk Carruth on your Panthers television network, along with John Sarabella, on a very frigid evening tonight. And one blessing is we are in the Mount Lebanon Rec Center, where it's probably about 70 degrees. This site has historically given the Panthers fits. I can't remember, John, in the last 4 or 5 years when we've ever won in this building. I think it was a Christmas tournament that dates back to when your boy played, Anthony, and I think that was the highlight for many of those boys when they beat Mount Lebanon and Bethel Park in the same day in this facility. But a tough task ahead, especially facing the senior number 35 Beeling tonight in goal, along with brother number 3, only the number 1 goaltender here in the PIHL, sporting 7 shutouts, a 10-1-1 record, and a goals against average of about .9, so under 1. Needless to say, he's only given up 10 goals, John, on the season, and the Panthers indeed have their work cut out for them. And without the services of number 42 Barrett Kibe today, a big-time goal scorer. I'm not sure if that is related to a late third period, perhaps knee injury, but the Panthers indeed have their work cut out for them this evening. Panthers will move left to right on your TV dial. And we'll have the services of goaltender senior of our own, number 30, Max Durara. You know, what's also amazing, John, you know, year after year, and we're going to get an early penalty here on the Blue Devils, so the Panthers are going to have that first man advantage shot right on. Really, perhaps a quick whistle here really was not, John, controlled by Beeling. And in essence, that delayed penalty should have probably gone on for the Panthers. But be that as it may, the Panthers will go on their first man advantage here of the evening. But what I was saying earlier, it just seems like I don't know where these teams continue to graduate the seniors year over year. Senior night here tonight at Mount Lebanon, where 11 seniors are graduating. And once again, they continue to put a quality program up year after year. A bit of a delay here. We're going to have a face-off here where Sir Sosimo's line will take it. And boy, they had an excellent game in the win against Wheeling Park. It seemed like we had actually 2 lines gelling extremely well here. Panthers broke out of a under 500 slump with a beautiful home victory the other evening, 6-2, on a senior night of their own. It'll be a quick whistle and we'll face it off once again. Mount Lebanon Blue Devils graduating Robbie Beeling, number 35, Brian Fry, Joe Gorham, and we'll get to the others here in a few minutes. Faceoff is controlled by the Panthers, where Sir Sosimo, senior captain, will dump it down deep here. And one of the things, we're in the corner here in the B location, but they were nice enough to give us the Christmas tree outlet, and we didn't have to climb walls and fences to get the only other plug here in the Mount Lebanon facility. So got a beautiful corner section here. Oh, shot right on, and a beautiful save by Beeling, and he covered his angle. And boy, what a brilliant shot by Escherick from the left point, and he put it right on the shoulder, and a good save by Beeling. And we'll face it off to the right with 1:26 here remaining in the man advantage. But a beautiful corner lot here. Usually we're faced with in the crowd against the back railing, but we were able to secure a parking spots were tough to find, but we were able to secure a good location where indeed our Panthers will shoot twice here this evening. And speaking of Mount Lebanon, I had the ability to go watch a former Mount Lebanon, would have been a senior this year, John. Old number 10, Tyler Murovich, now playing for the Saginaw Spirit. And he made the road trip from Michigan to Erie, and I went up to see him play in the Erie facility, and they came away with a 6-2 victory, and Tyler got a goal. So doing tremendously well, and a great, great young former Mount Lebanon player. Would have been a senior this year, and have high hopes for him in the NHL draft coming up. Now donning the number 11, he was a little bit upset with the fact that he had worn 10 for all those years, and I had told him, I said, hey, all the big-time players have the double-digit numbers, the Lemieux of the world, the Paul Coffeys, the Larry Murphys, the Mike Bullards of the world. So obviously number 11 is where he is donning it, and seems to be a nice fit in that Saginaw team and well respected. 27 seconds remain here. Panthers indeed only been able to muster a one shot on goal, a quality shot by Esherick. And face-off once again controlled by Upper St. Clair, doing an excellent job here on the face-offs. Control it in the corner where Klein will bypass it, where that play will go back to DeGangi at the point. Back to Klein. Oh, and a quality shot right on, and saved in front, was blocked by Gideon. And boy, the Panthers come out here early. I said a little bulletin board material to the coach. Don't know if it got back to the players. Here we go in a little mini break. Oh, 2-on-1 develops here. And Klein got down deep where he tries a little saucer pass. And boy, we have a brilliant location here this evening, John. Let's just hope the majority of the play is down in our end. But I see a little Weiland here. Boy, another Weiland in the Mount Lebanon ranks. And they're going to graduate number 9, Jonathan Weiland, this season. Brother of old number 15, Danny Weiland, I believe is now either a junior or senior now at the University of Michigan. But a little bulletin board material. I said usually opposing teams, when they have their senior night, try to play a team that they feel they can manhandle. And I said, let's see what the Panthers are made of. And boy, what a stunning victory this would be in a facility that, as I've said, historically has been a very, very difficult place to play. I think there was a time where Mount Lebanon actually, John, had gone undefeated for almost a 3 or 4 year period in this building. Panthers take the play, and they'll just dump it back to center here, where it's going to be fought for by our Panther. Play comes back to the center ice zone, where it'll be corralled by number 6 for Mount Lebanon. He's going to take the shot in the slot. A good save by number 30, Durares. He'll kick that to the corner. Panthers try to kick it out of the zone by Phillips, unable to get that play out of the zone. Play is finally going to be picked up, I believe, by number 6. I think that's Gralty. And he'll chip it back to center. He'll be played in by number 10, Alec Root, and he'll look to change. And Mount Lebanon will go on a wholesale line change of their own. Giveaway here in front. Be careful here. And a good defensive effort as that puck will deflect into the rafters. And we'll have a stop and play with 10:23 to go here in the first. Your score 0-0. Face-off taken again, controlled neatly by the Panthers, where they'll chip it back to center here, where McKelvey, assistant captain, he'll dig for it, unable to control. Chipped around to Schneiders, and he'll dump it down deep. Play comes off the corner to Sebastian, another graduating senior here for Mount Lebanon. Good outlet pass by Schneiders, and he'll dump it around the corner where McKelvey looks for the play. Play's going to be driven down deep once again here. Mount Lebanon going with the short, quick line changes. And one of the traits about this Mount Lebanon team, they're happy to win games, John, 1-0, and they'll punish you with their tremendous forechecking, and they'll work you hard in the corners, and that usually pays huge dividends for them late in the third period. Keys to the game here, definitely keep the penalties to a minimum. Play a different style of game here. I think sometimes you've got to change what perhaps has not worked in the past, and if it's to only send, one guy down deep and 3 or 4 back, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I think the key to Upper St. Clair's success here tonight is if they can, for some reason, get that quick early start. Oh, and a good save on a deflection in front, and a big save by Durar. And sometimes maybe, John, you can feed off a big-time save like that. But I think the key, again, for the Panthers here, if they can get off to that quick early start, then perhaps play a defensive mode and keep the penalties to a minimum. I think the Panthers indeed could play with this team. And we'll have an icing call. We'll do it all over again with 9:19 to go here in the first. Again, some of the graduating seniors here for the Blue Devils would be number 35, Robbie Beeling, number 15, Brian Fry, number 18, Joe Gorham, Scott Langsdale, number 31, number 19, Taylor Phillips, 32, Ben Rasco, number 4, Michael Roman. We've seen that name in the past. Number 24, Luke Sebastian, son of great broadcaster and legend in Mount Lebanon. Number 28, Rob Simsick. Number 23, Michael Wagner, and he's a big-time offensive force. And, of course, number 9, John Weiland. So congratulations to the graduating class of 2008 seniors for Mount Lebanon. Controlled here in the corner neatly by Gideon. And, boy, John, he's coming off a spectacular game on senior night, where indeed he was the number 1 star with 2 goals. And a good grinding player he is, and was able to dig it out back to the point, but nobody was home, and we'll have a little bit of an offside here. So we'll face it off outside the blue line with 8:35 to go in a scoreless first period. Once again, we've got the rafters just filled to the brink, and we could certainly know that was going to happen because I'm parked somewhere down on Cedar Boulevard. And I think John's in Dormont, so hopefully our cars are still there as the snow begins to fall this evening. But what a facility, and you can still smell the carbon monoxide from the Zamboni. So one of these days they'll go to a more traditional way to clean the ice here. But once again, always a privilege and a pleasure to come to this great facility, and boy, they certainly have their share of hockey fans that come out game over game. Be taken by number 16, Storr. He'll bank it around the corner for Greeno, number 7, James Greeno. Tied up here at center, it'll be kicked back behind the goal where number 55, Lewis, will pick up the mail. Outlet pass over in the corner to number 14, Phillips, who's getting a lot of ice time. Big time check there by number 11, James Klein, throwing his weight around. Finally going to be dumped around the corner where number 11, James Klein, will skate it out of the zone. Back to center, unable to connect, where number 16, Storr, will drive it down deep, and he'll look to change. Pretty much a slow-moving first period here. Oh, a little breakout here. Gralte's going to wheel and deal and try to split the defense. Unable to control, and right back on the attack is Roman. And that'll go into the rafters. Be careful here. And they threw the puck back on the ice. And we'll face it off just outside the blue line. Face off again, controlled neatly by the Panthers. Play is tied up here in the corner, and boy, the Panthers look to be having, John, the better of the play here earlier in the first period. Pretty encouraging here. Play comes over to number 28. The transition game has been really good, right on the tape here to Murray. Oh, and he goes, looks for McKelvey, and he's unable to control. And boy, the Panthers just continue to forecheck here. Will be taken by number 97, Bourgeois, and he's unable to control number 4. Roman will pick it up, and he'll outlet right on the tape of number 32, Ben Rasco. Once again, Mount Lebanon on that quick change here with these 30-second shifts, keeping the fresh troops out there. Play is still loose, comes back to number 10, Root. And he'll bank it off the corner where nobody's home, back to the St. Clair defense. And a heavy hit there. Dished out on number 8, Eric Sermon. He'll get right back up into the play. Play comes back to number 19, Taylor Phillips, and he'll bank it behind the goal. Banked out of the zone, and icing's going to be waved off here. Got the services of number 9, James Joyce, as he was out there following the play, where it'll be picked up by our defense, number 19, DeGangi. And again, John, Mount Lebanon on these very quick 30-second shifts here. Panthers back where DeGangi will play it on a pass from Lewis. Played aggressively here by number 35, Beeling. Taken by Weiland on a good outlet pass to number 3, Brother Beeling, and leading scorer here for Mount Lebanon. Number 3, Brooks Beeling, playing 14 games, having 15 goals and 8 assists to lead the Blue Devils point tally with 23 points, followed closely by number 9, Weiland, with 21 points, Roman with 16 points, and Wagner with 14. Our Panthers this season are led by number 42, Barrett Kibe, with 12 games played, 8 goals, 14 assists for 22 points. And Rocky Sersosimo, 20 points, our senior captain. McKelvey will pick up 14 points, and also C.J. Murray, great freshman as well here for our Upper St. Clair Panthers. Good breakout here where Sersosimo looks to fend off 2 players. Right back on the tape of Joyce. And a good centering pass there to Gideon, and that'll be just broken up. Be careful here as Beeling will lead back. And a good defensive effort there by number 28, Schneiders. And a loose puck in front. And a good play by Durar to cover up. And once again, Mount Lebanon known for those quick attacks. A little extracurricular here going on in the corner. And they'll skate away. And we'll face it off again here in the first period with 4:18 remaining with a 0-0 score. Upper St. Clair currently 3rd in the Section 1 division with kind of a weird year. You have Mount Lebanon on top with a 15-1-1 record, followed closely by Bethel. And a penalty here. Boy, the spring-loaded arm went up on a tripping call, and Mount Lebanon's going to go on a 2-minute power play of their own, followed closely by Bethel Park with a 12-2-2 record, and our Panthers now at 8-8, followed by Wheeling at 4-13-0, Cannon Mac 3-12-1, and Baldwin, surprisingly, John, with a 3-12-1 record. That's a program that usually is always in the mix, battling come playoff time. We're going to have a tripping minor here on number 11, James Klein. And the Panthers will indeed see what they're made of. This is what Mount Lebanon just waits for. Probably one of the most patient organizations we'll ever play against, and that comes from the top. Coach Paul Tabai pretty much loves his defense and is willing, probably one of the only coaches I know that's willing to win games 1-0. Shot by Roman, and that'll be deflected in front by Joyce. Panthers play in the box here to perfection, and that play will come back where number 19 Phillips will have to play it out of the zone. Back to Roman. And a good intercept there by number 9 Joyce. Right back on the attack is number 3 Beeling, and he'll leave it for Roman. Doesn't seem to have it seems like a lot of the Mount Lebanon players in past have really been physically dominating. And again, a big save in front by Bogert, and he's going to go down, and he's hurt. Oh, what a save. We'll have a whistle here. Bogert blocked that shot in the corner, John, and he's still down on a tremendous slap shot by number 3 Beeling. And Bogert is being attended to. Yeah, they're calling for the paramedic, and boy, sometimes that shot just, they're sending him away. I think he's okay. Sometimes that puck just hits an area where it's not protected. Gets up a little slowly, and I think he's perhaps grabbing a thigh. But he's able to skate off on his own strength. And I'm sure we'll see Bogert back on the ice here before the end of the evening. Three minutes remain in the period, 50 seconds in the Blue Devil man advantage. Oh, a brilliant play again by Gideon here, kicking it forward, unable to get back where number 4 defenseman Roman will play the puck. Play comes around the corner. Mount Lebanon having a very difficult time transitioning here on this man advantage. Thought they were almost going to be called for an icing here on the power play, the Cardinals sin, but that was waved off on a deflection. Back to the point, and again, the Panthers doing an excellent job here, John, of really curtailing the play to the outside. Rister goes right by the mark, comes off the board back to the point where Roman does an excellent job keeping in. Be careful here. Shot on, rebound, shot. Oh, a brilliant save. Back to back by Durara. And the penalty will come to an end here with 2:03 remaining in the first. Right on the tape, he looks to go to Klein, and unfortunately a little bit ahead of the play. And we'll have an icing, and we'll change him up. And a very exciting first period here. We're still scoreless with 1:58 to go in the first. Faceoff is controlled by the Blue Devils, but going to be picked up by the Panthers, who will just dump it back to center, where number 10 Root will play the puck into the corner. That's really been about the first hit we've seen all game here, as McKelvey rides the Blue Devil player into the corner. Escherich's going to take an aggressive move into the corner, where it's going to be picked up by McKelvey, unable to connect with C.J. Murray, where Sebastian will lead the rush back out of the zone. Aggressively sticked away by number 30, Durar, and he tries to headman the play to McKelvey, unable to get it out. Back to the point where Root will take a shot, going to be sticked into the corner by Durara. And a good play here by the Panthers to clear the zone. Boy, I think, John, the longer this game, be careful here. Boy, a lot of men on the ice, and Panthers just got away with a late change here. Perhaps had 6 men on the ice. Panthers dodging a perhaps too many men call here, but I think the longer this game goes, John, the confidence for our Panthers will have to build here. Again, not many shots on goal here, 8-2, but the Panthers have really positioned themselves very well here. And I think if they can somehow get a quick tally here this game, we've got to see what Mount Lebanon can do from behind. Back to the point with 25 seconds to go. Oh boy, and a deflection in front. And that's the thing you've got to be careful with, and that just goes by the mark. Finally, the Panthers are going to dump it back to center, right on the tape of Joyce. And Arister's going to go wide, and he's got McKelvey following. Play is still loose in the corner here. Finally going to be picked up by number 32, Rasko, and he'll lead the rush back to center, and that'll do it. And a very, very exciting first period here. Panthers definitely still in this game and played extremely well. Shots on goal, Mount Lebanon 8, Upper St. Clair 2. But needless to say, the Panthers had the better of the play in the first 5 minutes and played a tremendous defensive period here. Both teams on a one-man power play advantage for the period. And we have some out-of-town guests coming in. We have some South Park Eagles joining the broadcast booth. How you doing? Have trouble parking tonight?
No.
Well, we're down on Cedar Boulevard, and I don't know if our car will be there. So
I'll give you a ride.
Good. I think I am going to need a ride. Enjoy the game. We'll find you. My secretary from Merrill Lynch and her husband came to see the AAA matchup here. Mount Lebanon against Upper St. Clair. Coach Harford in the box. Boy, we're getting the whole crew in Festus. We're going to give you a little interview action. Boy, what do you think about the first period? Pretty interesting play, and the Panthers, I think, hung very well with the Blue Devils.
Well, they were very sound defensively, particularly on the PK. A lot of composure and poise from the young defenseman. And looks like we're going to have a good second and third here.
I think the important thing, the Panthers came out early, and boy, once play dictated that they had to pull in the reins, they did an excellent job, especially on the power play, keeping the play on the exterior.
Well, they're good on the frame of the rink, it looks like. I think if I were out there, I'd want to try and force the play of the walls. Try and take advantage of perhaps the lack of mobility on Mount Lebanon's defense.
Well, we miss you here in St. Clair. I think you've moved on to some big-time things. You're now coaching at the college. Oh, boy, and a shot right on and score. Number 9, Weiland's going to get the rebound. And a good save by Durar, but it came right back into the slot, and Weiland made no doubt about it. And Mount Lebanon gets that early first strike. I think we were mentioning you're now coaching down at South Point here with Washington and Jefferson. How's that working out for you?
Correct. It's a great experience, but we very much enjoyed our time at St. Clair as well, and likewise missed the program.
If you all remember, number 5, I think, was Davy Crockett here, and Davy played, I think, the past 2 seasons down at W&J, and he's always been an exciting player to coach.
Yeah, just explosive, great foot speed, terrific finishing skills, great coachable kid. He's representing St. Clair very well, and we're pleased to have him down there.
And I think his younger brother's coming up in the ranks here at St. Clair as well.
I have not had a chance to see him play, but I see him around the rink quite a bit, and I know he's a hockey junkie, and I'm sure he'll follow in Tavy's footsteps.
Well, lots of luck to you, and thanks for stopping by the booth here.
Thanks a lot, Kurt. Appreciate you having us.
Well, we're back in the heat of play, and boy, I tell you, just like that, Mount Lebanon gets that first tally. Weiland's going to get the tally here. Sebastian will get an assist. I think Weiland from Sebastian. I'm not sure if there was a third assist. Having a real difficult time being able to hear the announcer. Mount Lebanon crowd now getting into the game here. And the Panthers find themselves now having to play from behind, trailing the Blue Devils 1-0. Faceoff's going to be taken by number 82, McKelvey. That play will come around the corner where it'll be picked up by number 27, Brandon Bianco. Good play there by Senior Bourgeois to keep the play in. Oh, a shot on. Rebound comes right to Murray with a shot, and that'll go wide. Play comes back around the corner where Mount Lebanon will streak back to center. Real good scoring opportunity there for the Panthers. Bourgeois, John, with an excellent opportunity to keep that play in at the blue line. Came in and got a good wrister, and a rebound went right to Murray. 2 quality shots there for our Panthers. Right back to the point where number 27, Bianco, will play it back down deep. Taken in the corner by number 8, Roman. Good play here by Murray, but the Panthers unable to get it out of the zone, and they dump it right back down deep where our own number 8, Eric Surma, will headman the play back to Bourgeois. Good play by Surma there as he was taken down. Oh, a heavy hit there on Bourgeois. Perhaps could have been an interference. Nothing called. Play will go on. Panthers look gassed out here, John. A tremendous little rush here, but boy, the Panthers are finding themselves out here on an extended shift. And this is where you have to be careful. Sometimes you've just got to ice the puck. And once again, Mount Lebanon on the forecheck here. Panthers having a difficult time clearing the zone, and they're trying to tie it up here in the corner. Play will go on. Taken by Wagner. And once again, the Panthers really need a whistle here. Fry will play it where Surma will just clear it the length of the ice. And a good play by Surma, and we'll get a wholesale line change. Matter of fact, the goaltender actually, Beeling thought about John playing that puck as he saw the Panthers were out on an extended shift. And boy, unlike a normal, yeah, look at how far they are away. Exactly. My point was the bench was really into the attack zone, and boy, Beeling could have thought about playing that puck and maybe kept some of the Panthers out there. But nevertheless, we'll have icing called, and we'll have some fresh troops back on the ice. Oh, heavy hit there. Oh, boy, and Sir Sosimo's going to get a penalty. Perhaps got the elbow up a little high here, and indeed he is going to get an elbowing call. And, boy, that play could have really, John, gone either way. Just a heavy hit there, and I think perhaps had his hands a little high. And, boy, the Panthers now are going to find themselves shorthanded here for the next 2 minutes with 11:10 to go here in the second. Sir Sosimo will be flagged with a 2-minute minor of his own for elbowing. Faceoff is controlled by the Blue Devils, where they'll kick it back from the command position. Beeling back to the point, give and go, and a good break up there by the Panthers, where it's going to be taken by Joyce, and he'll dump it back where Phillips at the point will play the puck. Taken over to Weiland, but he's unable to control. Lewis unable to get it out. Be careful here. Wagner over to Beeling. Play is still down deep where Wagner will rag the puck in the corner. He looks for Weiland in a command position, takes it, banks it off the board, and a good play by Lewis as he'll ram it off the board and cleared the length of the ice by Gideon. Oh, and a dangerous play there by Beeling, almost put it into his own net as he banked that around the corner. Good forecheck there by number 11, James Klein. Play is still loose, finally going to be dug out of the corner where Mount Lebanon will lead the attack. Oh, and a good steal there again by Murray. It's going to be helped out by number 82, McKelvey. Once again, unable to control where number 4, Roman, will kick it back to the center ice area. Good play there by Schneider. Oh, be careful here. Bailing right in front and a backhanded shot. Oh, what a save by Durara. And that play came right off the tape of Beeling right onto Wagner, and he had him point blank. Oh, and a deflection in front again, and a quality save by Durara. Good attack there by the Blue Devils, and 2 or 3 quick shots on goal, and much better saves there by Durara, who looked extremely sharp as he looks up at the clock with 4 seconds to go in the man advantage, and the Panthers will indeed successfully kill their second shorthanded situation. Well, we've had the privilege of calling the games all season, John, at center ice in the prime location at our own rink, but I've got to tell you, it's sometimes exciting to be down where the action is, and you saw some of the best highlights you'll ever want to see. We're only about 10-15 feet from the ice here, and Durara certainly shining on that 5 and 10 second flurry by the Blue Devils. Play comes right back on the tape where Roman, another pair of brothers here. Boy, I tell you, this is another organization that just continues to crank out the brothers year after year. We've got the Bailings and the Romans here as two brothers. Looks like we'll have a quick offside play here. And we'll face it off with 8:11 to go here in the second. Panthers trail 1-0. Face-off controlled by St. Clair, where they'll dump it down deep, where it'll be played by number 27, Brandon Bianco. Play comes to number 55, Lewis, and a giveaway in the corner where Tita will take it. And Lewis will lose his stick, and he'll pick it right back up. Be careful here. Oh, shot right in front. It's loose. Oh, and another big save here by Durar, and boy, Gralty takes exception. Sersosimo takes exception. And again, Mount Lebanon known, John, for their chippy play around the goal, and Cummings down deep, and a little bit of words with Gralty, and they'll skate away. And a good defensive player and coming to the rescue of your goaltender. Boy, I tell you, just seems like they pick up the garbage in front of the goal, and boy, Durara looks extremely good where he's covering the play around, and boy, it can get a little chippy down there. And that's again, John, I think where these officials, especially late in the third period, need to take control of this game. That's when sometimes you'll have situations at the end of the game that could have been basically avoided had there been a better control during the game. But so far so good, and pretty much a penalty-free game here. Panthers having 2 penalties called against them, and Mount Lebanon having 1. Low-scoring game here, 1-0. Mount Lebanon still leading with 7:08 to play here in the second. Play comes around the board where number 15, Brian Fry, will take it. Oh, stolen by the Panthers right on the tape of Sersosimo. Oh, my. And he gave a drop pass. Nobody home. He might have thought better to risk that one. But they looked for a perfect play there, and the Panthers indeed will be called for icing. And with 6:39 to go here in the second, Panthers still trail 1-0. Face-off controlled by Mount Lebanon, where Sermo ride the defense back in. Another heavy hit here in the corner by Bogert, and boy, there's going to be a charging call perhaps on Weiland as he took Bourgeois away, and he's got to be careful here. He's got to skate away, and Jeremy's got to understand that you skate away in this situation, because indeed the Panthers are going to go on a power play of their own here. I think it's probably going to be a charging call here against number 9, Weiland. A little bit of words are still being exchanged here as both teams skate to the bench, and Weiland indeed will get the penalty here. Boarding will be the call. So once again, extremely vulnerable position, John, when that player's trapped up against the board, and a player perhaps could have been a charge or a boarding call where he got rammed and pretty much held defenseless, and a good call by the official. And the Panthers now indeed will skate 5-on-4 for the next 2 minutes, and need to answer here late in the second period to get right back in the game. Play is going to be chipped forward by number 18, Murray. Outlet pass will come right on the tape of Sersosimo, end to end there, and a good play by McKelvey as he cross-ice passed that right on the tape of number 22. Panthers having a difficult time penetrating the zone here in classic Mount Lebanon. 4 guys at the blue line. Some things never change.
Not when the coach is the same.
Makes it extremely difficult to get that play in. Now finally the Panthers get it in. Back to the point, Esherick with a drive. Oh, and a screenshot and a good save by number 35, Beeling. Controlled by the Panthers, back to the point. Good give and go there, and unfortunately that'll come by the mark, and it's going to be chipped back here to center. Number 82, McKelvey will pick up a rush here, and he'll bank it around Root as he tries to get his own pass. Going to fight Phillips in the corner. Finally going to be picked up again by McKelvey, and he'll wheel and deal. Shoots it, oh, and it's blocked in front. It might have hit his own player. And finally going to be banked back to center. And with 35 seconds to go, an aggressive play here by number 30, Durar, and he gets Mount Lebanon in a change. Oh, and a golden opportunity and a heads-up play there by Max as he noticed the Blue Devils were going on a quick exchange, and it's a rebound shot. Big save again by Beeling. Play comes around the corner, and they'll dump it out of the zone. One last rush here for the Panthers where Gideon's going to lose control. Be careful, Roman, number 8. Dump it back into the corner with 2 seconds to go. Back to skating 5-on-5. Panthers take out a rush 3-on-3 here. Right to Murray. Shot's going to be deflected into the meshing. And a good opportunity again there for the Panthers. But Mount Lebanon holds strong and still enjoy a 1-0 lead with 4:17 to go here in the second. Face-off controlled by the Blue Devils. It's going to be picked up, and a little offside play as Weiland was in ahead of the play, and will do it again with a face-off outside the blue line. Face-off is indeed controlled again by Mount Lebanon, where that play will come off the board, where Sebastian will take it. Chipped on the backhand by number 9, Weiland. Play's going to be driven down deep by the Panthers, where number 4, Roman, will pick up the mail. Finally taken by our own number 9, James Joyce, and he'll ram it back down deep and give Mount Lebanon a little taste of their own medicine. Oh, what a shot. Almost looked like a high stick right on the tape of Beeling. Shot on, score! Oh, and a brilliant individual effort. Kind of a 9-iron shot, John, and Beeling picked up the mail right at the blue line. Perhaps could have been flagged for a high stick, batting that out of the air. And ended up going 1-on-0 against number 30, Durara, and Beeling comes out ahead on a brilliant pass from the defensive zone right on the tape at the blue line. But boy, I'd like to see our radio replay or TV replay on that. It seemed like that pass was coming down high, and Durara a little bit upset with himself, but perhaps nothing you could do there. And boy, I tell you, Sersosimo over there working the official. And again, I think we need the video replay here. Looked extremely, could have perhaps gone either way. It looked like he batted that out of the air with a high stick, but nevertheless, the play will stand. And they still have not put the goal. They still have not put the goal on the score. We're at the 3:35 mark here, and there's nothing they're going to do. That goal will count as face-off is at center ice. Oh, that's a backbreaker to a team perhaps that's only given up 10 goals here, and now a little bit of frustration now is setting in. Looks like Surma might be flagged for a tripping call here. And John, this is sometimes when you need a timeout here. Not sure what's happening here, but the Panthers have been flagged for a penalty and nobody's going to the box here, and they have number 30 on the board, where perhaps Durara might have got either an unsportsmanlike or something, but somebody's going to have to serve this penalty. Tripping call here by Durara. I didn't see that play, but somebody's going to have to serve that penalty that was on the ice here. They won't take the goaltender off. And still nobody has gone into the box. And boy, just a really bit of uncertainty here. You think the officials would blow the whistle and get someone in the box. It looks like ultimately Bourgeois will serve the minor penalty here for Durara at 3:27, and Mount Lebanon finds themselves once again right back here on a man advantage. Well, John, this is where you really got to pull the bootstraps up. Mount Lebanon can smell the blood in the ocean, and boy, sometimes we're granted a timeout, one timeout per game, and sometimes you need to regroup here. This game is certainly still not out of hand, being 2-0, but the last thing you want to do is come back, give up a goal, and take a penalty here. And the Panthers find themselves shorthanded here for the next minute 27. Back to the point where Roman will shoot a drive, and a big-time save there by Durara. And he saw that all the way. They'll stop the play, and we'll have a face-off to the left of our goaltender with 2:48 remaining in the second. 1:21 remains in the Blue Devil man advantage. Face-off neatly controlled here by the Panthers. Picked up by number 9, Joyce, and he'll feather a saucer pass over to Surma, and a nifty little pass out of the zone by Surma. And Mount Lebanon will have to regroup behind their goaltender, number 35, senior sensation Beeling. Oh, good play again there by Bogert as they tried to feather it between his legs, and a good defensive effort there by number 81, Adam Bogert. And the Panthers doing an excellent job and clear the zone again. Pass goes rink wide here to number 4, senior captain number 4, Michael Roman, over to number 9, Weiland. Back to the point where Phillips will play it to Roman. Good pass to Beeling, and a good save there again. And boy, once again, they've got that stick high where Wagner tried to bat it out of the air. Another, perhaps, not sure if he touched it, but if he did, a whistle should have indeed blown at that time. Back to the point, Roman back to a set play to Weiland. The Beeling shot is deflected in front, and Joyce unable to control. Probably had more time, John, than he thought. And finally, oh my, Joyce tries to get it out again, and he hits Sir Sosimo, and finally back to skating 5-on-5 here as the Panthers successfully kill the shorthanded situation. Back on a rush of their own. Attack here by Sir Sosimo, unable to control. Right back on the attack is Beeling. Oh, and a good blocker save there in front by Durara. Driven back into the corner where DeGangi will play it. Finally going to be picked up here by Sir Sosimo at center. Over to number 9, Joyce. Helped out by Sebastian. He'll bank it around the corner, and right back on the attack comes Mount Lebanon. Got Rasko and Roman will fight for it in the corner. Play comes back to the point, and it's low in front, deflected by Roman, and that play goes wide. Good low shot there from the point. Roman able to get his blade on it. Right back on the attack is number 10, Root, where he'll drive it down deep, and they'll go on a wholesale line change. Taken by DeGangi, and again, John, this line has been out here for an extended shift here. shot the length of the ice, and again, very difficult for the Panthers to change up here with the bench down in the other corner. And that'll do it. And a tough fought second period. Panthers indeed still in this game. Had to fight off a couple man advantages there for Mount Lebanon. But needless to say, 15 minutes of hockey still remains. And the Panthers still find themselves in this game trailing 2-0. So we'll let them clear the ice. And we'll be back for exciting third period action here in a moment. The Panthers find themselves trailing 2-0 here against the senior night Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. Panthers found themselves in an exciting first two periods of play where they fought them to a 0-0 first period, and a couple penalties and a couple nifty goals here by Mount Lebanon, and they have now a 2-0 lead, and they'll carry that with 15 minutes to play here in the third period. Panthers again without the services of number 42, Barrett Kibe here, perhaps a knee injury from the last game. And you can definitely see they're missing their scoring opportunities here this evening. Play is controlled by the Panthers, where they'll bank it across the board, where Sersosimo will look to play it. Going to be picked up by number 4, Roman, and he'll chip it back to center. Play comes loose where number 28, Schneiders, will bank it back to center, where Roman will tally the puck. Taken by number 9, senior Jonathan Weiland, and he'll avoid a check in the corner, where it'll be picked up by the Panthers, and they'll lead the rush back to center. Good outlet pass right on the tape to number 25, Gideon. And he looks ahead, but has to wait for Sersosimo to get back on side. Good play here by Joyce, wheels and deals, and a good defensive effort there as that's blocked into the corner. Finally going to be picked up by Mount Lebanon, number 24, Sebastian, right on the tape to Beeling. A good defensive effort here, and a little bit of a check into the corner here, and nothing called as number 21, Eschericks, pulled off his skates. And he's again ridden hard into the boards here by number 13, Chris Cummings for Mount Lebanon. Good play by Gideon on a drop pass. Oh boy, once again, opportunity here, and unable for the Panthers to get a shot off. Going to find themselves here on a delayed offside, where the play will be taken by number 19, Phillips, for Mount Lebanon. Right back on the tape where James Greeno tries to play it, and they'll bank it down deep where number 8, Surma, will pick up the mail. Play comes around the corner, and a good outlet pass by number 97, Bourgeois, and he'll drop it off to number 82, McKelvey, and a good scoring opportunity as Murray went down deep. He'll be picked up by number 7, Greeno, and he'll lead a rush back. Boy, that looked offside. Perhaps the 10-10 pizza's ordered here for pickup. Power move of his own. Oh, McKelvey takes it down deep, and net will come off the mooring here. And McKelvey taking a little exception to that play, and they'll face it off to the left of goaltender number 35, Beeling, with 12:55 to go here in the third. Face-off controlled by number 32, Ben Rasco. So that puck will be taken by number 4, Roman, and he'll drive it the length of the ice, and icing will indeed be called by Mount Lebanon, and we'll face it off back in the attack zone for the Panthers. Panthers' next home game will be on Thursday, February the 21st, at the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon against heated rival number 2 seed Bethel Park in the division. So you won't want to miss that, folks. Come out and see your Panthers on February the 21st. Play is still loose in the corner, where finally number 19, DeGangi, will pick up the play. Moves it ahead for number 82, McKelvey. Back to DeGangi, who's down deep. Going to be picked up here by Murray, and a good freshman here once again, C.J. Murray, digs for it in the corner. He leaves it for McKelvey. Back to the point. Oh, and a deflection in front and a good save again by Beeling, and a good scoring opportunity for the Panthers. McKelvey with a power move of his own, unable to control. And a good little mini flurry here for the Panthers. And unfortunately, that puck will come back and be touched up by McKelvey. And we'll have an offside play here at the blue line. With 11:45 to go here in the third, Panthers still trail 2-0. Faceoff will be taken by number 9, Weiland, and he'll control his own play. Going to be picked off by number 11, Klein, and a wrister. Oh, shot on, and a rebound comes into the corner. Good play by Root as he picked up the rebound in front by Beeling. Right back on the attack is number 9, Weiland, and an outlet pass to number 3. Shot on, oh, and Big Ben struck one as number 3, Beeling, hit the pipe. And right back on the attack is number 11, Klein, and he'll skate it out of the zone. Panthers with some good opportunities here in the third, and another quality shot right on where Beeling will get the left pad down. Good play by number 28, Schneiders, and that'll come by the mark where number 6, Gralty, will pick up the puck. Play is still loose at center. Be careful here. Number 3, Beeling with a shot. He shoots and scores, and he went short side on Durora, and Beeling's going to get his second tally here of the evening, and Mount Lebanon goes to a 3-0 lead. A little bit of a giveaway at center ice, and he went right around the defense, and the right-handed shot on his off wing beat Durora to the blocker side, and a brilliant shot by the leading scorer for Mount Lebanon, and Beeling will get his second tally here of the evening. Play goes into the corner, ridden hard into the boards by number 8, Surma. Play is still loose. Deflected in front, it's loose. And once again, a little tempers start to heat up here. And boy, the Panthers just extremely frustrated now. And Mount Lebanon, a very aggressive team around the goal, as you have seen season after season, but looks like we'll have some penalty time dished out here, and that's the thing that they have to do, taking control of a game here in the third period. Sometimes they'll usually issue penalties on both sides of the equation. We'll have to see what pans out here. Mount Lebanon with a dominating 20 shots on goal to the Panthers 8. And we've got Roman and Sir Sosimo talking with the officials here at center ice. Now they've got a minor penalty on number 23, Wagner, that has been posted on the board. And I'm not sure if the Panthers will have the man advantage, but so far that's the only penalty that has been posted. And it looks like indeed the Panthers will go on a power play of their own. Looks like we've got a double minor, a slashing and a roughing call, and a penalty on the Panthers. So that penalties will offset, and the Panthers will indeed find themselves with the man advantage here for the next 2 minutes. Penalties coming around the 10:25 mark. And the Panthers need to answer here quickly to get back in this game. Sebastian's going to clear the puck the length of the ice where it's taken by number 30, and he'll leave it for number 9, assistant captain James Joyce. A little kind of a soft pass here will be picked up by defenseman number 21, Brian Esherick, and he'll lead the rush end to end. He's going to be helped out by Murray, and unfortunately unable to keep it in. And that play will come back to center where Joyce will pick up the play. Crosses the blue stripe, and he'll look for a centering pass. He's got Sir Sosimo trailing. Oh, and a nifty little play that comes off the side of the net, and that'll be sticked aside by Beeling. And Mount Lebanon on a quick change, and they'll shoot at the length of the ice. And the Panthers will have to regroup with 55 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Errant pass, the shot will be right on, and Beeling's going to bank it and take matters into his own hands, and he'll bank it off the glass. Finally going to be picked up by number 18, and he'll leave it for Joyce. Unable to control where number 28, Schneiders, will pick up the play, and he'll bank it back to center, but nobody home. Play is still loose. Finally, Murray will take it, but unfortunately the puck still comes outside the blue line where the Panthers will have to regroup, having a very difficult time penetrating the zone, and that's where Mount Lebanon is extremely good. A rebound shot, oh, and it's loose. And a golden opportunity there for Sersosimo. And that puck came off the board, and Sersosimo was right there, but Beeling was quicker to the play, and he'll hold on. And we'll have a stop and play with 8:38 to go and 8 seconds remain in the Panther man advantage. And one of the points I was making, the Blue Devils just continue to put 3 and 4 players at that blue line, making it extremely difficult for the Panthers to penetrate. They're almost smarter to dump it down deep and try to beat the Blue Devils to their own play. Oh, and a good play there by Durara as he sticked that play away. Good outlet pass in the corner where Gralty will pick it up. Oh, and he takes a heavy hit in the corner. Back to the point, unable to keep it in, and Gralty will do the spinorama move. And an offside play as the Panthers were in ahead of the play. Fans getting a little boisterous here this evening, enjoying Mount Lebanon faithful, enjoying a 3-0 lead here in the third. 8:09 remains. Panthers unable to get a tally here on the evening. And we'll face it off again here outside the blue stripe. And the referees are not going to allow this line change. Generally, the line changes are warranted for the home team, but again, with a quick whistle here, they're going to usher the troops back to the bench. And we'll face it off with the existing 5 that were out there. Faceoff is controlled and taken by number 18, Joe Gorham. Shot's going to whistle into the corner. Oh, and a nifty centering pass comes by the mark, and a shot right on, and a good save again by number 30, Durara. And again, some extracurricular in front of the goal as Mount Lebanon continues to crash that net. .754 remains here in the contest. Once again, the Mount Lebanon facility is just filled, fans filled to the rafters here on a very, very chilly evening in February. Oh, and again, the mask of goaltender Durara is taken off, and the goal is then, he's extremely upset. And once again here, I mean, a blatant, just aggressive play at the goal, and boy, I tell you, these are again times where, in my opinion, the official really needs to take control of this game. Clearly, Durara had controlled that puck, and looks like we are going to get some penalty time dished out here. Number 9, Weiland's going to get the gate, and he's going to be called here for an elbowing call. But once again, the force of the hit actually drove Max Durara's mask off, and the actual goal came off the mooring. So once again, the officials here quick to call a penalty. And I'm not sure if this, it almost looks like they've neutralized it. I'm not sure indeed who the play on the Panthers were. So in essence, you're going to have coincidental minors here, and that will not affect the play on the ice. And again, it's now 5-on-5 here, and it looked originally as if the Blue Devils were going to get that penalty there for being aggressive against the goaltender, but we're skating 5-on-5. Play is still loose down deep where Esherick will tie it up. Finally, he's going to pick it clean amongst 4 players. Skate it back where Joyce will wrist it off the blade of number 14, Tita. And once again, Mount Lebanon on a quick change here. Good outlet pass right on the tape for number 11, Joyce, and he'll leave it for Bourgeois. He'll pull up a centering pass. It's loose. Oh, and a quick whistle here. Looks like we're going to get a tripping call here on Mount Lebanon as Klein went into the goal. Oh, and a little bit, again here, some little bit of extracurricular here and Beeling involved. And there's no doubt about it, these two teams don't like each other. And here we go. We got Surma in the mix. We've got Beeling in the mix. And once again, these two teams, it's definitely don't like each other. And boy, Surma voicing his opinion to the referee about a cross check. And it looks like, again, just one penalty will be doled out here. It looks like number 16, Michael Storer is going to get the gate. And what proved to be a very fast-moving first two periods has turned into a penalty fest here in the third. And they'll sort it out again here at center ice. But it looks like the Panthers will indeed go on a power play of their own, where Storer will be flagged with a 2-minute minor for tripping. And with 6:47 to go here in the third, the Panthers still find themselves trailing by 3. But we'll have a man advantage here for the next 2 minutes. Faceoff is controlled by the Panthers, where number 9, James Joyce, will corral the puck behind number 30, Durara. Pass right on the tape. Set play to Sersosimo, and he's pulled down with no call, and a quick little offside here. And boy, a good call, as that puck did indeed come outside the blue line, but Sersosimo was pulled off his skates with nothing called. And we'll face it off again outside the blue line with 1:45 remaining in the man advantage. Face-off controlled by Mount Lebanon, where Sebastian will bank it off the far board. Clear at the length of the ice, where the Panthers will lead the rush out of the zone. Errant pass, and Roman will just bank it right back into the attack zone. And a quick change by Mount Lebanon, where they'll keep the fresh troops on the ice. James Joyce just easily bringing the play back, where that's how you almost, John, have to penetrate. But once again, they're unable to get to the puck first, and Mount Lebanon will drive it the length of the ice. Panthers need to feel a little bit of a sense of urgency here, trailing by 3 late in the third. There's another player off the ice and nothing called. Back to Murray, where once again Mount Lebanon keeping 4 players up between the in front of the blue line, making it extremely difficult to penetrate the zone. Finally, the Panthers get it in, where Joyce will corral it. A shot at a wide angle goes off the glove hand of Beeling, and he came up a little bit shaking the left paw. Perhaps might have caught him where there was no pad. Still looking at his left hand. Panthers, with 27 seconds remaining here, will dump it down deep, where Beeling will leave it for defenseman number 19, Phillips, and he'll clear it the length of the ice. So with 17 seconds remaining here, one last rush for the Panthers. An errant pass will come by the mark, where Joyce will pick it up, and he'll try to beat 3 defensemen, unable to control. Oh, and a heavy hit in the corner, and Joyce will be taken off his blade. Back to the point where Surma will take a drive. It's loose. Rebound, he shoots and scores. And Joyce will get the tally right as the power play was coming to an end. And a big-time shot at the point by Surma. And Beeling made the initial save, but Joyce was there to ram it home. And the Panthers find themselves getting on the board with 4:42 to go here in the third, and they trail 3-1. Oh, well, good things, John, happen when shots go on the net, and a brilliant play by Surma as he stepped up in the play, blistering a shot low to the ice, and the rebound came right on the tape of Joyce. And he rammed it home and made no doubt about it. And once again, I'm not sure if that was a power play. I think it had just expired, but that's what indeed the Panthers needed to do. And with 4 minutes to go, there'll have to be a point in time here where they'll actually think about pulling goaltender number 30, Durara, in favor of that extra attacker. Whether that will happen or not, we don't know. And with how much time, again, we don't know. Play is just chipped in. Mount Lebanon is content with a 2-goal lead here, and they'll be quick to keep the line changes and players fresh out there, where Sebastian will bank it around the corner. Once again, unable to be controlled, and finally comes back to Sebastian. He'll bank it the length of the ice, where Esherick will chase back. Going to be hounded by number 14, Tita, in the play. Play is still loose, where Klein will pick it up. He'll be helped out by Schneiders. Picked up by the left-handed shooting Klein, unable to control. Right back to center is Gralty. Banks it off the board, nobody home. Phillips will take it to Sebastian, dump it down deep, and go on a quick line change. Once again, Mount Lebanon keeping these changes to about a 30-second interval, making sure they have their fresh troops on the ice. Cross-ice pass unable to be controlled by Gralty. 3:02 remains here in the third. Taken by number 23, Wagner, and he'll cross the red line and dump it down deep. And Durar is forced to come out and play it. Number 97, Bourgeois, will lead the attack back. Going to be intercepted here again by Mount Lebanon. Once again, this team just continues to stack 4 and 5 players right at the red line, making it extremely difficult for the Panthers to penetrate the play. Going to be picked off here. It's a loose play by Joyce. Centering pass, oh my, and a good effort there by Murray, and unable to tally a shot here. And once again, Mount Lebanon quick to close on the play. Right back on the attack is number 81, Bogert. He's going to be ridden hard into the boards by number 19, Phillips. Play will come back to our own 19, James DeGangi. Cross-ice pass to Joyce. Nifty little play into the corner, picked up by McKelvey. Panthers having the better of the play here in the last 5 minutes. 1:54 remains here. Beeling once again just content to come to the red line and dump it down deep, where Lewis will play it behind the goal. Finally going to be picked up by Murray, but once again unable to clear the zone, where Joe Gorham will keep it in. Panthers again having a difficult time exiting stage left here, and they'll drive it right back down where number 19, DeGangi, will play it. A good play there by McKelvey, but he's going to find himself one-on-one, and he's got a trailer but unable to get it to him, where Murray's down deep. Once again, the way Mount Lebanon just closes here on the play, it's tremendous. Letting the play go on with 1 minute remaining here in the period. Fans starting to get involved by the glass. Finally picked up by Sebastian and banked around the corner. Kept in neatly at the point by Schneiders. Taken by Klein. Good play to Murray. His stick gets caught, John, in the corner board, and Mount Lebanon will clear the zone with less than 38 seconds to go. Panthers indeed have pulled the goaltender in favor of an extra attacker. Find themselves now skating 6-on-5. It's loose. Beeling looks for the hat trick, and he shoots and scores. And Beeling will get his third tally here on the evening. An empty net goal, and that'll do it, folks, with Mount Lebanon taking a commanding 4-1 lead with 25.8 seconds remaining here in the contest. Well, it was almost like they were setting him up. Beeling just hanging at the center ice circle, and he rammed it from about 50 feet and made no doubt about it into an empty netter. And the Panthers find themselves on the short end, but not a bad game here this evening. I think just the telling tale was the second period here, where the Panthers played Mount Lebanon even, but once that Blue Devil team gets that lead, and that should do it here, folks. A senior night victory for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. And once again, it seems like when that player, when that Mount Lebanon team gets that early lead, it seems like it's all she wrote. Shots on goal for the game, Mount Lebanon 26, Upper St. Clair 14, and indeed a difficult contest. The Panthers definitely found themselves coming into tonight's game as an underdog. Played this team extremely well, as I mentioned earlier, in the first period, finding themselves being outshot 8-2, but indeed came away with, I think, the better of the play in the first 5 minutes or so. So once again, a tough task here, probably without your best scorer here this evening in number 42, Barrett Kibe. We definitely missed his services, but a good effort here by the Panthers, and a tough building and a tough venue to play and tack on the senior night performance for Mount Lebanon, and a 4-1 victory for the Blue Devils here this evening. So an incredible game. Number 1 star has to go to number 3, Beeling here, had the hat trick for Mount Lebanon. Number 2 star indeed probably would be the goaltender play of Brother Beeling, and perhaps a good star goes out to number 30 of our own, Max Durer, with another very, very good game here this evening. So a disappointing loss, but needless to say, a game that they played hard. We'll look forward to another tough game here against Bethel Park. And if you can make it, come on out on Thursday, February the 21st at the Ice Castle. So for John Sarabella, we're signing off here at the Mount Lebanon Rec Center. I'm Kurt Carruth on your Panthers Television Network, and have a good evening, everybody.